Hello, there's a new DevBlog out today. It's called PDC New Skill. So this is for the player design content new skill. They've gone through over 450,000, not 450,000, that would be ridiculous. They've gone through 450 entries for the player design skill. And they've picked 5 which they think they can actually create for the game, which they think would enjoy and they'd enjoy, and they also think they would fit old school. So these 5 are artisan, astronomy, forestry, geomancy, and herding. So, new skill. Should we have one or not? Well, I think you've got a possibility for some great content, especially when you've got player design content. I mean, just look at the Motherlode mine. That is wonderful. I went there recently. I've got the Prospectors outfit. It's great. But it's under one of those sort of updates which I consider it could be good, but it's not going to fit old school, or there's a chance that adding it to old school too early would just feel wrong. For example, the main big update that's in RS3 that I think I wouldn't mind in old school, but it just isn't old school, is the Grand Exchange. I mean, it's so useful to have, but to me that's not what old school's about. Although that being said, you know, if old schools continue being updated over the next few years, then I think a new skill, a lot of sort of new player design content like we've had, and maybe even things like the Zamrock altar from RS3 could be introduced into old school. But I think for a new skill, I think I'd want to wait at least another year of old school being out, because we've not even got a lot of people that are maxed. I mean, there are 20, there's 24 skills I think, or 23 skills, and it's not like there's a lot of people with 99s yet. Give it another year, then maybe there'll be a lot more, and they'll want to start getting new skills. So, I know what you're thinking. Why are they going to add a new skill? So, the reason is they did a poll. This was in April, beginning of April, called it was called Update Priorities and New Slayer Drops. So the first 3 ones were basically which of these sort of updates are your priorities. So they were asking, is Clan Wars, Bounty Hunter, Trading Solutions, Achievement Diaries, Bank Tabs, Clue Scrolls, introducing new skills, small quality of life updates, which I think Bank Tabs falls under, remaining content that's in the game archive but isn't in the game, things like the Zamrock altar, Land of Goblins quest, and also they was discussing an Uber quest which gets loads of the storylines in the game and puts them into one. And that will be like a 20-hour quest I was discussing. Anyway, so Bank Tabs was the highest throughout all of these. Also, Trading Solution was pretty high, and then surprisingly, Bank Tabs had was 11% of the votes there, 10% here, and 12% here. So they had about at least 2,000 people saying new skill would be good. So that's why they're doing that. So what they did was they looked at this and said, great, we'll make an exclusive old school skill and we'll create a player design content for it. Let's go back to that. So they've decided to get an exclusive old school skill, which is player design. Personally, I'm not too sure whether that's what the community wanted, because, I mean, if I was voting for a new skill, I don't know whether I would be voting for an exclusive skill for old school, or whether I'd be voting for a skill existing in RuneScape 3 and putting it in old school. For example, summoning, dungeoneering, and divination, and maybe even I think they've got an invention skill that is coming out this year, or maybe the next year. I've seen some behind the scenes about that. So I mean, so no matter what you think of new skills in old school, or whether you want the RS3 skills in old school, this is just a way of finding what an exclusive old school skill might be. So what they're doing here is that they're describing 5 skills, and then they're getting us to vote on what we think would be best in the game, and what would be most popular. And then in the future, they'll poll if we want a new skill or not. If we vote for Artisan, for example, there's always a chance that we can say, no, we do not want this in the game. But at the moment, this is just finding out the best skill that has been sent into them. And that's also similar to all the other player-owned content that they've done, for example, Rooftop Agility and Motherlode Mine. Anyway, so if you want to hear what each of these skills are about, click the link on the description or on the video, and I'll be talking about it, giving my views on them, and then I'll be voting on it later.